the meeting to order. We have to read the minutes some more, do we?
No, just any comments, any changes? Otherwise, a motion and second vote?
We accept them all. As written.
I'll second.
All in favor? No old business. New business.
Thank you, Mr. Hensley. The first item is 3 applications for special event permits for alcohol. As y'all are aware, I'll just restate that an existing alcohol license holder cannot be a dual holder, cannot have retail and pouring consumption at the same time normally, but for example, in this case, a retail license holder, which is Foothills IGA, can apply up to 12 times per year for a special event permit, maximum 2 days, and it can never be on Sunday. In this case, Jeff Downing is here. Thank you for your time for being here.
Thank you.
For 3 events, 1 in March, 1 in April, 1 in May, and we've got through the paperwork and the fees, confirmation that everything is in order.
Hear any questions or any discussions?
Are we invited?
Yeah, sure. You get advance notice then.
Okay.
Hear a motion?
I move we approve these special permits. I move that we approve the special permits as submitted.
Good. Second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Motion carried.
All right, again, thank you, Mr. Downing, and
Thank you very much. I appreciate
you got
that.
to scoot to
And,
Cherokee County.
Just a question, will the future meetings, are they a specific day of the month, or I think, have y'all been meeting every other month? Reason I ask is that we'll be doing things in July, August, and September. And when, I'm trying to understand when I make applications.
We have a quarterly report.
It's quarterly. So is it the second month of each quarter? then?
She has a preliminary.
Right.
I do, if you will call me tomorrow
Okay.
or email me, and
Okay.
I'll send you the schedule for the
Okay,
year.
that'll be great, so that way I'm not tardy getting the
Okay.
application in. So thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good evening. Take care, Mary.
Okay.
It doesn't look like the applicant for the alcohol license is here, so I guess we can take him off the agenda. Does he have to be here?
Mr. Hensley, what's your thoughts on it?
I think we've always had them here when they applied a new
first
applicant before, yeah.
He does, everything is in order. He does still have 1 week to run the progress. So after that, if you want, we can call a special meeting. Because it wouldn't be off, it wouldn't be,
He wasn't aware he was supposed to be here.
he was.
It's still a little early. I mean,
Things happen sometimes, but.
Well, we started a little early, he might
Go
show
ahead and
it.
table it for a few minutes or something.
Just out of curiosity, where's 744?
That's the name of the corporation.
It's on
This is-
50 South Plain.
Actually, this is the little gas station beside Roland Tire.
Down
They just recently bought that, and they're gonna make it Faz 2. The other one, there where Kent's store used to be on Yellow Creek and 53, is Faz 1, so this one can be Faz 2. It'll be the same level.
Whose name is it exactly? I saw it, so.
It's Kareem Sawani, maybe Sawani Kareem.
I was wondering if age should be in the application name or something.
It is.
I mean, he's got 744. Jasper LLC on application name of the one owner.
We can, that's the parent company.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean, usually you've got
Yeah.
somebody that's liable, and I can't really read the signature or,
Down here where he's signed, we can always put on here a little print line if you want to make him print his name.
I mean, you know, it's just,
To make it easier, we could always do that.
That would be good, because I don't have no idea who this is.
Yeah.
Well, if you look on the, above his signature up to the email line,
Mhm.
he's actually printed that.
yeah, but that could be his wife or child or anybody, I mean, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to be
No, but
picky,
what,
but it's something
I
that's
understand
not,
what you're saying, but what we can do is we can make a
I mean,
print line there.
did he have the application, the criminal background?
Actually, he had one prior to, just recently when he did his re-up, so we're just gonna use that one, and it's in file.
So he's already, okay.
Yes.
I'll just get a little sticky, I guess, or
Nothing
whatever,
wrong
but,
with
you know,
that.
if you don't know, you better ask.
There's
So
nothing
now's
wrong
the
with
time
that.
to do it, that's fine.
All right, we'll table it in case he shows up. If he don't. Okay. Readoption of Chapter 6 alcoholic beverages.
Yes, sir. In mid-2015, when the chapter in the Code of Ordinances was revised to be shortened for the alcohol section, Linda and I were not here, and so although the policies have passed down to us, if, worst case scenario, somebody decided to challenge some of the policies that are followed, that previously, before mid-2015, were in the long form of the code. In other words, previously it may have been, say, 30, 40 pages of the alcohol chapter of the Code of Ordinances, and it stated in writing as a standard everything that was required. Now, it was a lot of information, but it was all clearly stated so that, you know, anybody, an applicant, a staff member who might change, you know, anybody, an elected official, would be able to look it up, an attorney, worst case scenario, and know what the standard was. When it was changed in mid-2015, there were some things that got taken out that should be put back in. So as proposed, the readopted alcohol chapter 6 of the Code of Ordinances would not be as long as it was previously, because as staff, Linda and I went back and looked at the previous version, and based on how the alcohol ordinance was being used with licensing and reporting, and then some information that had been in the past, we didn't propose to make up anything new. We just proposed to have it fully listed in the Code of Ordinances so that anybody in the future could look up and know how to apply for a license, how to report on a monthly basis, how to report on a quarterly basis, what would happen in terms of violations, the powers of the board, what the board is authorized to do, things like that. So really it's a full readoption, and in this case we just go straight through having definitions, incorporate state laws, the posting requirement once you get your license, section on minors, section on licenses, where required, the types that you can get, how you can get a license, hours of sale, distance requirements, the special permit that, for example, Foothills IGA just got, denial of license and hearing, how that would be performed, reporting, including the monthly excise reports and the quarterly reports, and then violations. So that it would go from start to finish, how somebody in different circumstances would approach a business, how a business would approach alcohol licensing, and reporting, and then potential violations. So what I did is I sent the information to Mr. Landrum, had him review it. He gave me a couple of comments, things to revise, and then this version has been reviewed by him. So what, as staff, I recommend is that if there are no objections, that the Beer and Wine Board make a motion and second and vote to recommend approval by the Board of Commissioners. And then on Thursday, February 16, when the Board of Commissioners meet, they would review the information and could vote to re-adopt it as a text amendment.
There's one thing in here, and I don't guess it really matters, but, and it may have been changed and I didn't see it, but it says a maximum of $1,000 fine. It used to be a minimum of $1,000 fine.
Yeah, we changed that when I had it before, when we decided to put them on probation and charge them 500. I think we adopted that when that came about with it.
I use the existing language for the fines, so this may be the fine max $1,000 from mid-2015 moving forward. Yeah, I don't know, it may have been more before that.
It had one time it was 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, they were about,
Minimum
you know,
of
on the
1,000.
minimum of 1,000. Like I say, because of the circumstances on that one, it was fine for not turning in reports. And you know, we did give him a little break, but him on a year's probation. And I reckon that fixed his problem.
Okay. All right, do we hear any discussion on this? Anybody got any
The only thing
questions?
I looked at and didn't really understand that well was the case, standard case. 6 containers of 1.75 liters and all that. You know what I mean? That's when you start getting into that.
Which section was that?
That was in the one we're trying to adopt. 6. Retail package liquor sales.
Standard case means 6 containers.
6- what?
Well, 6-2, I guess. I mean, 6 3 right under.
Yeah, it's 2.
Oh, this was the definition of something?
Yeah, it's the definition of standard case.
Of a
You
standard
know, we never
case.
could agree on that at one time.
Okay, yeah, it was, right, it was taken directly from, that definition would have been in the old and the current ordinance. The only time that has come up has been just recently with the former Motorcycle Bob's, it's now Twin Tanks General Store. They had a vendor come in and say, you know, Pickens County says that I can't distribute a certain size can to you. You know, you've got to have a minimum of blank size can. And the lady who's a representative for Twin Tanks came into our office and said, you know, we want to sell 16-ounce beers, you know, can we? And as staff, you know, I looked it up and Linda, you know, looked it up with me and we tried to find anywhere that might prohibit it and we couldn't find anything.
The original had no singles, wasn't it?
No singles.
Then they come out with all these 28
quart
ounce
minimum.
and quarts and everything else. And we've discussed this numerous times and we've never had really a standard case, but the way that reads, you've got to buy a 6-pack, or if you take the definition.
That's
case,
the definition, right, but I didn't find in
any ordinance or anything.
in the existing
Okay.
ordinance
I mean, that's
that
fine,
says,
it's just,
you know, alcohol, I didn't find anything that says, for example, language that could say something like, existing alcohol license holders can only sell, say, you know, 6 beers or more at a time, cannot sell
does it have
single. I didn't see anything.
unopened packaging? or something.
what-
At one time was in there, I know.
That's the way we set it up to start with.
Was original package.
Because we
which
figured
means
if
it
you
had
went
the
in and bought
plastic.
one can of beer, you was gonna drink it before you got home. And if you bought a six-pack, you'd probably take it home and then drink it there.
And that even meant the plastic wrapping around them. We got into this discussion one time too, because they were taking them out and selling singles, I believe at Don Bars originally. And that was supposed to have been one of those that was, you know, homemade, they drank it before they got in the car or something, head out on the road.
Yeah, we set a minimum of a quart or a six-pack when we first wrote this
But then
thing up.
again, it's changed a lot and everything else.
Okay,
And
so maybe in
Changed
2015 it
Every
changed?
year for the
Yeah.
last
Okay, 'cause I
10
didn't
years.
find
2010,
anything
I can't keep
in
up
the-
with it.
Okay,
1999 or
Yeah.
something, man.
okay.
That's just a question I have, because, you know, the way the standard case said there, and then if you've got it somewhere in there where it does say
Right,
case sales only or something, you're looking around, the man's got to buy 12, or he might buy one and go home. I mean, so it's one of those iffy sort of on that.
Yeah, I think since this is a definition,
It doesn't really,
it's not the, it's just a
It's not a
definition, it's not the
direct-
policy, it's not the
direct
ordinance, it's a
no, right.
definition. But I'm like you, I think it needs to be clarified. I mean, maybe it was at one time, this is the way it was clarified, it's just not even put it in there.
it might have been, I mean, we just,
the argument that we received at the time from both the distributor and the lady who's the responsible party for Twin Tanks General Store was that the distributor said, hey, you know, we're Eagle Rock or whatever it is, you know, ball ground stores and Canton stores find it popular to have at a gas station, you know, individual cans in the cooler where people can, you know, just like a can of Coke, you know, they'll get a tall can of Bud or something. And no, the intention is not obviously for people to have open containers when they're driving, but if they, you know, go to a gas station, get gas, get a newspaper, you know, maybe get something else at the same time while they're in there, at least in Cherokee County, the private distributor has found it popular that people will just buy different things, including sometimes not a whole 6, 12, or 24 pack, but an individual can, and then obviously, you know, hoping that, you know, you get it to wherever you're going home or wherever.
a lot of people, they buy 12, they're gonna drink 12, and, or if they could buy one, they might go home.
Yeah.
Just- So that's it.
Okay.
But no, I mean, that's just, it's just not addressed, it's not a requirement. And I didn't see an overriding need to add a requirement.
That's fine.
Anything else? Do I hear a motion?
I accept it as stated there, unless something comes up later. But yes, it seemed to be in order there.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay. Linda, if you will, please discuss the year-end reports.
Basically, just what I've done is just taken all the information that they had supplied for me and put it in chart form and
Looks like we took in a bunch of money last year.
obviously food sales at these establishments are the big thing, which is good. Let's see. I kind of thought distilled sales would be bigger than what it is, but it's,
Well,
It is a big canoe.
I am amazed at Big Canoe's numbers, especially for wine. It's unbelievable.
it's hard to really know how much is being sold in distilled spirits because they go by the drink.
Yeah,
They don't have to turn them all in, and there's no way you can check them.
Well, Larry goes back to when we first set that up, you know, we had to have two separate receipts, one for alcohol and one for food.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you could look at the alcohol anytime they want to
As far
walk
as
in
the
and see it.
percentages, yeah.
But a lot of the bookkeepers and owners and stuff was talking about it was
Mm-hmm.
more confusing, so.
Yeah. And this information is right off the reports that we supply for them to submit to us. And it's, you know, it's easy to keep track of, just as long as they submit it on time and there's, like you see, there's just a handful of them. So it's really not that hard to keep up with.
Yeah, like I say, it's nearly $1 million worth of alcoholic beverages in Pickens County in a year. The economy hadn't hurt that part.
Well, is the alcohol and retail business the same, or is it separate? So you doesn't have
It's
any
separate.
Okay, you doesn't have the alcohol down on Fats and Foothills and all that you Chevron. It's all included in the retail sale?
No. Retail is the 1,546,000 and the alcohol is 999.
Underlying columns.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all blank out except retail sales.
Oh,
right, because they don't sell anything individually. They just have beer and wine retail license. And that's basically your gas stations.
But I was wondering if that was total sales for food, gas and all, or?
No, that's just their retail beer and wine.
Oh, okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
So we had 1,546,000
Yeah,
in alcohol. That's what I was asking.
Yeah. yeah, and that's, you know, when you think about it, that's probably right on target because, like you say, people stop and get gas and pick up a 12-pack or whatever.
looks like they made about $500,000 off alcohol
Well,
sales.
Hills IJ, $130,000.
That's all big canoe crowd, probably.
Look at the big canoe, POA and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
That's it. And like I said, it's pretty easy to keep track of because the way I've got it set up.
Perfect. For somebody who likes numbers anyway.
Easy for her because she does a good job. Thank you.
Organization helps.
That's good. Anybody else got anything?
We're good.
No, sir.
It looks like,
Okay, did you get straight
Oh,
down on the?
I apologize. I did want to discuss the fact that even though at the Northgate Center, the restaurant is no longer in violation, they got behind multiple times on multiple things, and as staff, Linda and I hope that, like the Mexican restaurant in the past, that they can be whipped into shape and moving forward, you know, we'll not have issues of reporting and lack of paying the bills for what fees are due to the county come up again, because we really, as a new license holder, we try to go above and beyond as staff, face-to-face, through phone, email, whatever communication is needed to let them know this is exactly what you need. And as you can tell with the year-end report, Linda now especially is doing a great job with alcohol. So if we hear again from this same restaurant, from Sourwood Cafe, then we will not baby them. I mean, we've babied them as a new license holder, and now they're fully aware they're not in violation up to this meeting point. But we're just going to go straight to working with y'all on the potential for either violation, suspension, or revocation with them.
Okay.
A lot of times getting your bookkeeping and everything in order to start with is.
it is, and that's what we kind of gave them a little bit of a break, and because they are a new license holder, but I think they do know now that
strict.
Yeah, it's not gonna be put up with, so.
That sounds good. I mean, I didn't know, I knew it wasn't on the last agenda there, and I knew we got the email saying that was a problem, so.
All right, anything else?
I will, contact the applicant for the alcoholic beverage license, and, just let him know that it was not considered tonight, but we will, once all of his ducks are in a row and he's ran the progress completely, that we will, consider it. He does need to be here. He knew that he was supposed to be here tonight, but you know, like I said, things happen.
Okay, nothing else, we'll adjourn the meeting.